Testing, testing, and we are talking. Testing, testing, and we are talking. Cool. And we are alive. Okay? We're alive. Welcome to Hugo School. Okay? Cool. So, today's topic, and this is something that I've been thinking about, workshop part 2. Okay? Today we're going to get into kind of the technical side. And we're going to give reasons as to why worrying about this stuff is actually a better use of your time than worrying about your sales letter. If you're sitting like in front of a computer screen and you've got like a Google Doc open in front of you, and you've been at it for weeks, months, even days, tremendous waste of time. Tremendous waste of time. And I'll tell you why. %90 of your sales letter, which is essentially your argument for why someone should purchase your product or use your solution, is research. And research is a pain in the ass, right? And most people don't do it right. And that's something I'm learning personally too. And that's something I've realized through trial and error. A lot of people are too vague in their arguments. An example of that is, let's say you go on ChatGPT and you write in a little paragraph about, write me a sales letter for this, this, and this. Or write me an argument for this audience, this. And ChatGPT will just pull out a paragraph for you, or like an entire page of writing. And it will be dog shit, right? Just because you have ChatGPT, or just because you're sitting at a computer and you're trying to think of things, doesn't mean that you're going to get good results. Because 90% of it is research. I would argue more than 90%, because the actual writing of the sales letter is just basically taking your research and putting it on in a good format. That's all it is, right? So the actual writing part is just basically taking your research and structuring it, which is incredibly minuscule in comparison to actually getting the research in and having all those talking points, right? So you want to think about that for a second while I just set things up here. Started my day a little bit late, so we're running a little bit behind schedule, so bear with me. And my charger's not connecting. You see? Tech issues. It's a pain. And now we're charging. Okay, cool. Let's get into this. Right? So, you're sitting down at your computer, you're writing your sales letter, and you've written a bunch of stuff. And let's say you write a few ads, and you put it to market, and it doesn't work. You're like, okay, maybe I missed a few steps. You do it again, you do it again, you do it again, you do it again, and again, and again, and again, until it works out, right? And let's say you're spending a decent amount researching. Let's say you take research seriously. How long do you think that iteration process is going to take? How long do you think it's going to take you from zero to finally having a good argument to give to someone who's going to, like what you have to say or agree, like, yes, this is my problem. What happens, right? Let's say you've spent 2 months and you get a good return, okay? And all that time is spent iterating, 3 months, iterating again and again. This process could take you years, right? Because essentially what you're doing is you're taking your argument and you're taking it to market and you're seeing if people react, right? That's all it is. And a lot of the times, it's an issue of your product might be good, but you're not getting it to the right people because your argument isn't sound. Your argument isn't hitting the people that it's supposed to resonate with, right? And that comes with research, and that comes with iteration, trial and error. And the solution to that would be reducing the time for you from when you first have the initial idea of what your argument might be, or what kind of research you'd need to get things going, and when you get it to market and whether people will like it or not. That time frame is incredibly tedious. It takes a lot of money, right? That's why you need some sort of funding, you need some startup capital. But now you don't need that, right? You can just live stream, right? So look at the title. Perhaps not the best title, I'll admit. But what does this title say to people, right? How to not waste time on your sales letter. That is, admittedly, I did not do a lot of research. I just kind of sat down and I'm like, I want to talk about this. And I should have put more time into it. But just using it as an example, I'm targeting people who are frustrated with how much time and iteration it takes in their sales letter. And it pollutes their days, right? It becomes a nightmare. They begin dreading the time that they have to sit down and do the research and then sit down and write it, right? And that's why we're live streaming. That's why live streaming is the solution, right? Because what you're doing is you're taking your initial idea and you take it direct to market. Any argument you have, any idea you have, if it resonates, you will get views, right? So I'm currently, relatively, not relatively, pretty small channel, right? I think we hit 60 subs this morning, so woohoo. But think about it this way. When I dropped this video, this particular live stream, I spoke about scammers, right? So a channel like mine, which had under 50 subscribers at the time, that title alone, I had a terrible webcam quality. I had, less of an idea of what the hell I was doing, right, than I do now. This was probably 2 weeks ago. And it got almost 1,000 views on a live stream, right? A live stream. Because people wanted to listen to that. Scammers are pretty, prevalent. So that title alone got people to click, right? And I'll admit, I've not been working as hard on my titles because I've been busy with other stuff, but I'm just waiting for my timing to be a little more lean and efficient because we are creating this model from scratch. So just the title alone will get you clicks, right? Think about that. And if a title alone will get you clicks, it is immediate feedback, right? If you're targeting a certain type of people and you're trying different angles, all you have to do is live stream that argument, right, that you're trying to make. And if people react to it, if you get clicks, if you get a little bit of watch time from it, if you get a decent amount of time, like watch time from it, that means that you've resonated with your audience, or at least the audience that you're trying to capture with that title. Something resonated, and that's immediate feedback. right? That's immediate feedback from market. I got that immediately, right? Over a few days, I just did the live stream. I did my review session, right? Took me a couple hours, and I'm done with it. And over the next week, while I'm working on other stuff, I'm not wasting my time on that thing, right? I get the feedback, and I'm not paying for ads. I'm not doing anything. If the writing is good, if what you're talking about resonates with people, then they will just click on the video, and it's immediate market feedback. And not only that, when you talk, when you don't just write, right? And there's a difference between talking and writing. When you write, it's kind of just like a flow of ideas, right? But when you're talking, it's a little bit different because you're verbalizing what you have in your mind. And that not only kind of psychologically attunes you to whatever you're talking about and like forces you to come up with more ideas. Therefore, like if you're just writing, you could be stuck on a page for like a few days and not have anything to write, right? But if I'm live streaming, I can't just sit there quietly. I have to continuously be talking. I have to continuously make arguments. The preparation time is relatively small, right? And I try my best not to prepare any talking points. But I will spend time on the title. The title is very important. You have a title and you just have some bullet points, right? About the topic itself. And then you just go through it, and that's iteration, right? You're talking through your arguments, and you make them on the fly. And some of them are good, some of them are bad, and some of them are awful. But you're spending much more useful time. The level at which you're iterating through your kind of argument is a much higher rate. There's much less work involved because you can just say it. And a lot of the times you'll write something and you don't even know if it's good or not. And you'll delete it and you might write something else that might be bad and you're like, oh, that's not good either. And you might go through 1,000 things and you type it again and again on your Google Doc. And you don't even know whether it's good or not. But if you have a good title, and that's the basis for your argument, you get immediate feedback, right? And so all you're doing on the lives is iterating through your argument, and eventually you hit a golden nugget, right? You're digging, right? You're constantly in front of people, and you're presenting your arguments. And as you do that, your confidence in that argument goes up because, well, you're speaking out loud, and it's on the internet. So, you're allowed to be a little stupid because it is live. But as you iterate through thousands of bad arguments that you're just putting out there, something will stick. And so the most important part of it is the title, right? How to not waste time on your sales letter. How many people out there that have perhaps small businesses looking to scale are wasting time on improving their argument, their sales argument, or just have like an old sales argument that worked once and they got lucky, right? But if you're live, even if something works, you keep going live. You keep going through that argument again and again, and it improves step by step, just inching forward, and you make a lot more progress in a lot less time. That's the beauty of it. So now we've spoken a little about why live streaming is better than just sitting in front of your computer and typing on a Google Doc. What now? How do you get started? You just click live, okay? And there's a few hurdles when you begin, right? Let's say you have a fresh channel, 0 subscribers. How do you begin? 2 things. Going live from your phone is difficult. Going live from your phone is difficult because you need 50 subs, and even if you reach 50 subs, there's like a few day period where you're being approved for it. Like I just got approved right now and I hit 50 like a while ago. Okay. So there's a bit of a hurdle and there's a few ways to get around that. You can live stream from a computer from, I believe, zero. You can live stream from a computer, and you have software out there that's free to use, like the one I'm using on my phone right now, called Larix Broadcaster. I'm going to put this down in the chat for posterity. If you have 0 subs, stream from a computer. If you don't have a computer, use Larix Broad. Can I edit that? Can I edit that? Did I just give myself a heart? Is that sad? Got something in the way. I'm gonna retype that. So I'm gonna say it out loud now. Pin this. If you have 0 subs, stream from a computer. If you don't have a computer, use Larix Broadcaster for your phone. It's free to use up until, like, each broadcast gives you 60 minutes. And the first 30 minutes is completely free, but the second 30 minutes has like a overlay. But if you're just starting out, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Okay? So, just, like, it's really simple. Just go live. It'll not only speed up the process at which you develop your product, it'll speed up the process at which you get customer feedback eventually, and it will speed up your confidence in your own argument, right? Because you'll get immediate feedback, and it's a bit of a hurdle where you have to be a little bit, you have to show a little bit of kind of chest, let's call it, where you do have to go live, which is not easy, right? You have to click the live button and you have to go live. That's non-negotiable. And it's super useful. So you should just do it. Like, and maybe there's something there, like how to be confident enough to even like start live streaming. But I did that in part 1 workshop. So if you want to know how you can build confidence to even click the live button, you'll see it on the thumbnail, Content Workshop Part 1. But yeah, like the use of going live is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It solves so many problems, and if you do it right, you get to reap the rewards. Okay? I'm not going to do too long of a stream today, but I do want to get to 30 minutes because I want to see how the overlay looks on horizontal mode, because I've seen what it looks like in portrait. And it's not too bad, but you only need to do that up to 50 subs. And the best way to gain subs is to make shorts. And I know YouTube will tell you that, but there is a specific way of making your shorts, and you can do it all on your phone. You can do it all on your phone using free software. You can go live using free software, and you can edit your shorts using free software. And if you do it right, this becomes your entire sales process, right? and it's no ads, so no money spent. And this will take up a lot of your time, but that's okay because you're not just focusing on sales, you're also focusing on product development, right? As you develop your product, if your argument is good, people will come, and so you'll have audience, and from there, you have customers, right? It's a perfect sales funnel. Does that make sense? Okay. What else do we have? So, obviously, just get a stable, like, internet connection, right? You can stream HD with 10 megabytes per second, Mbps, right? 10 megabytes, millibytes. Like, minimum for 720 is like 5, but for 10, like, you could get up to 1080 as long as it's stability. Like, obviously wired is better, but from your phone. Like, I'm on Wi-Fi right now. Like, I'm on like a cafe Wi-Fi, and I'm streaming just fine at 30 FPS. Yeah, it's perfect. I think I'm currently streaming 2.3, like 2, 3 megabytes per second. It's fine, right? Hardware, you just, we spoke about that. And, I'm using my AirPods as a mic, so it's not the best, but if you can hear me, whatever, you're getting the information, right? And this is something you'll just have to work on as you improve, right? As this becomes more and more useful to you, you'll eventually want to invest more into it. And you get more out of it too. And if you have a really good product already, and your sales argument, like, you can make it airtight, ain't nothing to it. The people who want to listen, they'll listen, right? So we are working on virality, but we're not looking for like 1 million subscribers. We don't want that. If you want 1 million subscribers, this isn't going to get you that. But for shorts, we are looking for virality. We're looking for virality in shorts, so that's what I'm working on right now. 0 to 1 is done. We're working on 1 plus n. And yesterday we spoke about formatting your argument in a viral format, right? Formatting your argument in a viral format. So I've tried a few different ways now, kind of like the hyper editing that you usually see in like regular TikTok. I've tried the storytelling type, and they're all decent. I'm getting a few hundred, 500, 1,000. The one that I edited, like a conventional, like TikTok type thing, got the most, like 2.9, which is good, but it's not good enough. We're looking for 100,000, right? 100,000 views. We're looking to get the watch time up. And all those people that are watching, the reason why you want to do a viral format on your shorts is because the algorithm will see it and it will send it to more people, right? That's what we're not using ads because this system exists. You use a viral format, you embed your argument into it, and you get it to as many people as you can. And from that, a select few who you resonate with because your argument will be embedded into it. This is why you need to work on your argument. And as you work on your argument, your shorts will improve, your lives will improve, right? Eventually, you'll just hit the gold, right? And like, I recently watched like a Alex Hormozy video, right? That's a perfect kind of case study for this. It's a perfect argument for this. It's great evidence, right? He was talking about a woman that made, what was it? A shit ton of money. A woman that made a shit ton of money with only 6,000 followers. So the quantity of followers is not important. The quality of it is, right? Which is why you use the viral format to embed your message. You get it out there. You make it go viral. And then from that, the select few who choose to subscribe, they'll be interested in what you have to sell, right? And you only want the people whose problem you resonate with your argument. Do you understand? Oh, we're almost at 30. But the setup is basic. I like YouTube as a streaming platform because I don't know, just Google. I trust Google. Hardware, software, everything's like pretty much done for you, and you can do it for free. And all you have to do is just sit in front of the camera, and yeah, like it would be helpful if you had like a computer in front of you, so you can write down your notes as you speak, right? Because you'll have ideas, so just write them down. Just write them down. And if you're live, you're on your Google Doc, even better, because you never want to be in a place where you have a really good idea and you don't note it down. Because the iterating process will be so fast, just write down everything. Write down everything, and then you have a review session, which should just take like an hour, right? Watch your stream in 2x, save time, and that's it. And if you don't have a computer, just write it on a notepad, right? Simple. And you don't need much. Like I was streaming from my balcony, right? And you're going to have technical issues, which you're just going to have to deal with. And it was good for a while, but because Dubai is so hot, the computer was overheating. So found a public place. Now I'm streaming from here. Just solve problems, guys. Gotta go live daily. And daily lives is probably the best way to do it. Daily lives is the best because it puts you in a position where you have to perform, right? You have to do it. And so it if you have, let's say if you have someone coming to watch you on a Google Doc, you're just going to be iterating more ideas. You're going to be writing down more. You're going to be doing more work. It's like being in a classroom for like an hour. You don't want to do the work. You might not even know if it's right, but you write down the answer anyway, right? And that's what being on live does, right? Just sit on live, and a good rule is like don't have any more dead space than like 20 to 30 seconds. Just keep talking and keep writing down your ideas, and eventually an argument will come to it. And if you're working on your shorts and you start to build up an audience, then, just, it's going to be even faster, even better, because you're going to be able to, it's going to be a conversation, right? It's kind of like in tech, you have like this rubber ducky thing. I forget what it's called, but it's like rubber ducky debugging. You have this thing in software called rubber ducky debugging. That's essentially what you're doing, but with writing. But that's eventually when you have an audience, right? So keep working on the shorts, keep doing the lives. Eventually, you'll build up a portfolio of work. People will come to the live, and they'll want to know what the hell you're talking about. And once people want to know what the hell you're talking about, you're going to be throwing ideas back and forth, having conversations. And that is much more useful than just sitting in front of a Google Doc and just talking. No, and just writing and not knowing whether what you're saying resonates or is intelligible. And because it's live, eventually you'll have people saying things, not so nice things, but that's okay because you got to sift through the bullshit. You're on a mission, so you can't get bogged down to this stuff. So there is a level of personal commitment, and you have to build a bit of a thick skin. But that's the thing. You'll build a thick skin because of this. Because you'll become more confident in your idea. And that's the most important part. Okay, so we've hit 30 minutes, and that's what it looks like. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. But yeah, the tech side of this is incredibly simple. right? You have your phone, you have the software, it's free. It just requires your time. And if you're someone who's already kind of writing a sales letter, do this instead. Do this instead, and you'll notice that it happens much faster. Like I've tried at several points in my life to try and write like a sales letter, and no ideas came faster to me than when I did them on the live, right? And if you're smarter than me, you probably take even less time. So, that's good, OJ. Cool. So, we did the live, right? Stop wasting time on your sales letter and go live, right? Go live. It's gonna be great, guys. I'm, like, I've already proven to you. I've already proven to you that your argument just gets better, and as your argument gets better, you'll have better ideas, better ways to present it. And of course, that's different to the shorts because it's a whole nother skill, virality. But we'll get there. We'll get there. And we're starting to peak the algorithm. Even with like the really like think about it this way. People are liking and commenting on a video where it's just me, no music, no nothing, just telling a story and talking to the camera, 1 or 2 takes. Right? Simple. And 500 people decided to watch. Over 60% of that. And, in internet terms, that's not a lot. But when it comes to just digging down on your niche, every single one of those people is a potential customer, right? So if I get, 3,000 views on a video, I'm targeting a very specific niche. And if I'm getting into people's For You pages, into their shorts recommendation, because I've used certain words in the title, certain hashtags, and those are people I want listening, right? You're not just doing a TikTok dance, you're making an argument. And if you make a good enough argument, and it gets into the right people's For You page, and they watch, that's telling the algorithm that you're someone who people want to listen to, but not just anyone. People that you want listening to, your niche. So don't worry about, people doing silly TikTok dances and getting millions. You don't want millions. Millions are bad, right? You want to stay in the hundreds of thousands. That's the goal, and that's just on the shorts level. That's the max, like in the shorts level. If you're getting that on your shorts, you're winning. Okay, so the goal is to be lean and efficient, targeted content that attracts a very small subset of people using the skill of good writing. And that's all I have to say today, right? So first workshop, suffocating any excuses, right? It's time to go on the live. Workshop 2, the technical part of it. And workshop 3, I guess we'll find out. So be good, do good things, and subscribe, and good things happen. See you tomorrow.